This is why very many routines break very many times. You're planning for your best day. You do not need a system for everything that's going on in your life right now, but you do need one. For running life without a system is like running a lab without protocols. You can try to wing it, you certainly can, but pretty soon you're surrounded by chaos, wasted resources, and questionable results that you cannot reproduce. I'm a scientist and someone who really likes peace and calm. So I started to run my life like I run my experiments, with protocols and systems, definitely not vibes or how I feel. And today I'll walk you through how I build lab-style systems to keep my life on track, even when things go sideways. By the end of this video, you will have a repeatable framework for organizing chaos, for managing decision fatigue, and for building structures that actually fit your real life today. Let's get into it. 1. In the lab, we had SOPs. You probably already know what these are. Standard operating procedures. We also had work instructions for everything, including how to write an SOP. Why? Because memory is it's unreliable, but systems are reliable. So I built micro SOPs for chaotic parts of my life. Everything used to feel urgent. Everything used to live in my head. Now, instead of thinking, I just run the checklist. What does the checklist say to do? And then I go do it. And no, you don't need an SOP for every area of your life. You could if you wanted, but no, you don't. Just write one for the parts of life that cause the most friction and have only 3 steps on how to make that process smoother and simpler. Number 2, in science, we look at trends, not necessarily for perfect data points, but we look at trends. So I stopped beating myself up for being inconsistent every single day. Instead, I zoom out. That's what I do now, and I track my consistency over a period of time. Did I move 4 days this week? Did I post 6 videos on YouTube in the last 2 months, right? Did I have protein with most meals this week? Did I stick to my spending categories for this month? Patterns give feedback. Perfection gives you guilt. I prefer feedback. If you can stick to your routine every single day, excellent. Go and prosper and be great. Otherwise, consider zooming out. Stop obsessing over every single time point, every individual dot on the graph of you're trying to get better at budgeting. Start watching the trend line instead to see how you are doing every month or every 3 months. That will tell the best story of your progress. Number 3, you don't have an experiment in the lab and then see if you have enough reagents. No, you start with a constraint. I have, say, 100 microliters of X enzyme, or I need 3 hours of incubation time, and then you build backwards from there. But in real life, most people plan for the ideal day first, the ideal week, what their ideal life is, and then try to cram it into real life. This is why very many routines break very many times. You're planning for your best day. You're not planning with what reagents you have in your hand right now. So consider this. Start each day or each week or each month by identifying real inputs available. How much focused energy do I have? Do I have 1 hour? Do I have 3 hours? What's today's hard limit? Is it school drop-offs? Is it migraines? Is it headaches? Are your kids sick? Is it the school holidays? Do you have extra hours at work? What is happening? What is my emotional capacity? Build your week's protocol around what you can actually do, not what you want to do, not what you think you should be doing. That's real system design right there. No optimism, no, oh my goodness, this is what I want to do. No, your feelings do not matter. I'm sorry to say respectfully. Your feelings do not matter. What you can actually do, that is what matters, and that's what we should build our lives around. Number 4, I separate thinking work from doing work. Planning and execution are very different brain modes, at least for me, and for many of us they are. Mixing them together really stalls everything. Instead of mixing them up together, what I do is every quarter I plan, I map out 3 months. If I can do the details of every week or something, excellent. Otherwise, usually I'm unable to do that. Just the bones is fine. I plan based on my time, based on my capacity, my energy, and most importantly, based on the season of life I am in. I have a family. My time isn't mine like it used to be. So I plan accordingly. I plan knowing what I can actually do. Now, during the weeks of the quarter, I do not replan unless necessary. I just follow the plan that I've laid out. This one change has really stopped me from spiraling and wondering, oh, I don't know what to do now. I decide once and then I do, and then I rinse and repeat. Very straightforward. Number 5, I now turn my goals into experiments. I want to feel less tired becomes I'll try to go to bed at 10 p.m. every night for 2 weeks, or no screen time after 9 p.m. for 1 month. I want to be more productive becomes I will aim at fewer daily tasks. I will write them down, what I can actually do, and I'll get them done. I want to spend more time with my family, for example. That becomes 1 full day per week. No social obligations. Experiments remove shame. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's just a data point. It's not failure. Now we can do something else. Now we can change something else. The first or the second or the 9th time we try to make a routine work may not work, but the only way to know that something is not working is by paying attention close enough to our lives to be able to collect enough data and make better decisions. That's the only way. So I guess this point is a twofer actually. Turn your goals into experiments and then conduct as many experiments as it takes to land on the best morning routine, to land on the best nighttime routine for your family, to land on the best meal prep, meal plan, weight loss, budgeting, to land on the best routine for our lives. It's the only way to collect enough data on ourselves to decide this is what works for the following reasons. Number 6, in the lab every week or every month we would conduct reviews. What worked? What didn't? Why didn't it work? What felt hard? What were the wins? What's there to celebrate? What's next month's agenda? Reflection is how you stop making the same mistakes every time that you go to set a new routine. This is what productivity is, knowing where we are and knowing what we need to do to get us to where we want to get to, all while being grounded in constant reflection. We have to ask ourselves these questions. We have to stop to reflect. We cannot just keep going. We will never put all of the data together and then come up with a discussion and a conclusion and then future directions. We will never be able to do that. So again, you do not need a system for everything that's going on in your life right now, but you do need one for the things that repeatedly trip you up. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.